Hello and welcome to Material Citizenship, Functional Objects for Meaningful Lives. This is the second video in our series discussing the importance of functional objects for people living with dementia. The video is designed for people supporting a person with dementia who is moving into or living in a care home. Functional objects are items used to carry out routine tasks that give us meaning, purpose and maintain our identity. A hairdryer, your favourite coffee mug, a certain toothbrush. These are items not essential for living, but they do help you get on with your day the way you want to. Moving into a care home can be a hard transition for everyone involved. It is a significant life change. In order to settle into a new space, it is important to have the objects that you usually use each day to maintain routines. It is often family members who are left to deal with a person's possessions, at times downsizing a person's entire home into a single room. Understanding what a person needs, wants and can take into a care home, often within short time frames, can be difficult and sometimes overwhelming. So it is important to note the routines a person has and the objects they use to perform these tasks to know what they will need to have when that time comes. People can feel a huge sense of loss, not only the objects but choice and control over their lives without them. Imagine if you were in a hotel room and had no access to a phone, a kettle, some of your clothes and shoes are missing and you haven't got a hairdryer or iron. How would you feel? There are many things we use that are taken for granted and would only miss them if they weren't there. For example, you're ready to go out and you can't find your keys. Think of the thoughts that might go through your mind. Where are they? I thought I left them there. I must find them. You might also feel negative effects such as panic and anxiety, a racing heart, sweating, confusion. This might be how a person living with dementia may feel, not having access to their objects. This may present itself in a way in which people think it is a symptom of dementia, when in fact it's a reasonable response to not having access to their items. Therefore, it is important for a person to have those things, the things they need to live the life they want to have. Here is a real example of how functional objects are important. This is the story of a mother and daughter. The mother, Iris, had moved into a care home as she could no longer live at home, and the daughter, Janet, did not want Mum to live in the care home. Mum didn't want to live there either, however it was deemed necessary. Janet would frequently visit her mum but often felt worse for it. On one occasion, she visited her mum and had a lovely time. When asked what was different about this visit, Janet said she took in a flask of tea. What was it about that flask that made the difference? Janet's mum had never used one in the past. When asked if Janet would buy her mum a flask to have in the care home, she said no, what would be the point? She'd forget to drink the tea, she has dementia. For Mum, the flask was perhaps less about drinking tea and more about what it enabled her to do. She could be the host. The flask gave her choice and control. She could choose when to have the tea, not having to wait for staff to help. She could pour the tea, something she would have done at home. She could be Mum. This mundane object helped their relationship. Understanding how a person lives their everyday life is important for care staff to enable a person to maintain their identity. Using that certain coffee cup to drink coffee. Having access to a dishcloth to carry out household chores such as wiping down work surfaces. Having access to their mobile phone to stay connected with the world outside of the care home. Having access to that razor they always use to give themselves the shave they like. So, if a loved one is moving into a care home, take note of the ordinary, routine, often boring things they do, how and when they like to do them, and most importantly, the objects they use. Ensure they have access to these and share this information so they can be included in care plans. Through functional objects, we can empower people with dementia by giving them choice and control over the way they live their lives. We can also empower care staff to provide true person-centred care, enabling them to get to know your loved one and support them to live the life they want to live. I hope you found this video useful. Do get in contact if you would like to know more about this new approach to dementia care and the training programmes we offer. Contact Dr. Kellen Lee at info@materialcitizenship.com. Thank you.